Hi folks, this is Steve, the Cardboard Cultist, bringing you an Eldritch Horror playthrough where I go up against Yog Sothoth. The Doom track starts at 14. Cultists are going to be pecking away at our sanity, but hopefully providing us spells. If we end our turn on a gate during a reckoning, we're either going to have to advance Doom by 1 or discard a spell. And for this game we're going to be using 2 investigators. The first is Charlie Kane, the politician. He's got high influence and hopefully we can use him to exploit the assets deck. The second investigator is Harvey Walters. He's got good all-round stats along with high sanity, so hopefully he's going to be moving around the board and completing some of these mysteries. So now we're just finishing off setup and we're going to draw our first mystery. And we draw the Beyond one. So for this mystery we're going to have to get some research encounters solved and get some clues on this card. We've got a clue just north of Arkham, so I'm going to send Harvey Walters up there. Meanwhile, Charlie Kane's going to wrap around the board and try and head over to Tokyo. And I feel like this is a really good base for Charlie Kane. He can try and keep those monsters in check, he can really exploit the asset deck, and hopefully he can get both of these guys tooled up in quick time. Harvey Walters has been successful in that wilderness space, and now he's headed down to Arkham to try and pick up some spells. Now, despite a really good start and having our investigators where we want them, we have been a little bit unlucky. There's a ghoul spawned in Tokyo, and it's right in Charlie Kane's way. After some poor dice rolls, I decide to move Charlie Kane down to the city space below Tokyo. And in hindsight, I'm really not sure that was a good idea. It's a move that's taken me away from my initial strategy, and I'm really not sure what my next move is going to be. Thankfully, the cards helped me out a little bit. We spawned a clue on Space 1, just by San Francisco, and we've also spawned our first rumour, Lost Knowledge. And along with this rumour comes our old friend, the epic monster, TikTok Men. And I decide to send Charlie Kane down to Sydney to not only deal with that gate, but also hopefully deal with that rumour. Meanwhile, Harvey Walters is sticking to the more important task of trying to get this first mystery solved. And as our drunk politician continues to bumble around in Sydney, Harvey Walters is on point and getting us through this first mystery. Now all we've got to do is survive the Mythos phase, and we can complete this first mystery and move on to the second mystery. So after getting through the Mythos phase, we draw our second mystery, where the old ones broke through. And for this one, we're going to have to close a gate and then discard 2 spells to seal the rift and move on to the third and final mystery. Meanwhile, the drunk Charlie Kane continues down the path of self-destruction, this time deciding to go head-to-head with the TikTok Men. After a series of terrible rolls, Charlie Kane is no more and we lose our first investigator. And if you're looking for any hints and tips to take into your own games, that's a great example of how to not use Charlie Kane. So on to our third investigator, Monterey Jack. He's got great strength, but his other stats aren't all that good, but I'm hoping his unique interaction with the Expedition Encounters deck is really going to help get a foothold in this game. So despite Charlie Kane's best efforts to try and sabotage our mission, things aren't going too badly. Monterey Jack can move up to tool himself up through the Expedition Encounter, Harvey Walters is well situated to get the second mystery solved, and the Doom track is looking fairly healthy. And just as I start to feel like things are going okay, Yog Sothoth decides to remind us all who's in control. During the Mythos phase, we take a huge hit to the Doom track, and we're really up against it now. Despite the pressure, Harvey Walters isn't ready to give up just yet. He manages to close the gate in Shanghai, and also has the 2 spells needed to solve this second mystery, but we're quickly running out of time, and still have to get through this next Mythos phase, and if it's anything like the last one, we could be in some trouble. Doom advances a few more steps, and the Lost Knowledge rumour card also expires. But despite all of that, we do manage to get through to the third and final mystery. And the mystery we draw for the finale is the spawn of Yog Sothoth. And for this mystery we're going to have to spawn the epic monster, the Dunwich Horror, on Arkham. Monterey Jack is fairly well positioned to get over to the Dunwich Horror, but unfortunately Harvey Walters has got a fair trek to make it there. We draw our second rumour card during the Mythos phase, but we really don't care about that right now. All eyes are focused on the Dunwich Horror. The clock is quickly ticking down as Monterey Jack bravely steps into Arkham to face down the beast. Unfortunately, he just isn't strong enough and only manages to deal a small amount of damage to the creature. The Mythos phase seals his fate as we lose our second investigator. At this point in the game, it's all but over as I frantically search through the investigator deck just trying to find an investigator close to Arkham. In the end, I settle on Jacqueline Fine, but I really don't think she's equipped to deal with that situation. Despite her high lore and will, she really doesn't have the strength or equipment to deal with the Dunwich Horror. Every turn now could be our last, and with time running out, I decide to send Jacqueline Fine in alone to face down the Dunwich Horror, which is really a suicide mission. Inevitably, she's unable to put a dent in the beast as the Dunwich Horror stakes his claim on Arkham. The Mythos phase signals the end as Yog Sothoth awakens and we continue to pile up the doom. Despite Harvey Walters' best efforts, we can't avoid the inevitable taste of defeat. I really hope you enjoyed this adventure, but until next time folks, take care and thanks for watching.